What's up? I got my All Shall Perish shirt in the mail today. Uh, yeah, it's way too big. I ordered an extra large, just in case, But, it's always better to get too big than too small, so I'll grow into it. But I'm just wearing it right now, I guess. But, yeah. Um, So yeah, I just wanted to kind of correct well, not really correct, it's kind of a different video, but along with that I wanted to correct some things I said in my last video, what's happening in skateboarding. First off, when I said that skateboarders back in the day were intellectuals, I believe in that video I corrected myself and said, well, that was way back in the day, because I'm getting like a shitload of people saying, um, like skaters in the 90s, weren't intellectuals, which for me, I guess I shouldn't have said that like every skater way back in the day was intellectual, because obviously, I mean, some may have been, but I guess I don't really have any knowledge or really any right to say every skater back then was anything, really. But I mean, I didn't say that, but it may have come off as that. But then again, you don't have any right or any knowledge to know that every single skater in the 90s, or when I corrected myself and said way back in the day, which would probably mean late 70s, you don't have any right to say every skater in the 90s wasn't an intellectual, because that's not true. Okay, so just clearing that up. It's just I've read a lot of interviews with some veteran skateboarders who have said that at least the skateboarders they hung out with back in the day, they were intellectuals, and they read and they listened to lots of different music and stuff, rather than just being like the people today. Not again, not everyone. There's always exceptions, but the people today. One commenter said. They don't want to be skaters. They just want to be called skaters, and that's exactly what I was trying to say in that video. Um, but now to the main point of this video. When I said in the last video that skateboarding was an art, not a sport, I guess there's so many um, people who like oppose each other on that, and so many legitimate points on each side. I guess it's an opinion. I guess I can't really say for a fact, because so many people disagree with me, and yet a lot of people agree with me too. So I'm just going to state why I think, or why I believe that skateboarding is an art and not a sport. Okay, so, and contests are the exception to like everything I'm about to say. Um, Skateboarding doesn't have any coaches or any rules or any like special fields that you need to play on. Yeah, you don't really need to play football on a real field. You can play in like a field down at the park, but can you like play football like a whole game like on a sidewalk? No. Well, I guess then again you can't really skate in a field. I mean, I guess if you brought um some wood or something. You know what I'm trying to say though, right? Like you can skate like anywhere, like stairs or the sidewalk or like a parking lot or anything, whereas football is a little more limited. I'm not saying it's completely limited. You know what I'm saying though. Now I think this is fair to say that scoring a touchdown in football would be the equivalent of landing a trick in skateboarding. Right? I mean, I'm not talking to anyone, but I think that's fair. Well, I'm not like literally talking to people. I'm, whoa, something came out my nose. Um, so while people say that like sports are like about having fun, which they are, I guess, really, but there's still like you're still playing to win. I mean, you're not going out and playing, just to have fun. Like the object of the game is to score more than the other team, winning, right? Now skateboarding, that landing tricks isn't like top priority. Top priority is having fun. Unlike, sports, like regular sports, like in sports, having fun is just icing on the cake, whereas in skateboarding, winning or landing a trick is just icing on the cake, you know? So I think those are like really big differences. And then you have the kind of the ongoing I don't want to say battle, for lack of a better word, battle between the jocks and the skateboarders, who as kind of like a subculture are like completely fucking different. Like for the most part, I mean, we hate each other. I'm not saying that's not exactly completely valid. Like this, like skateboarding can't be a sport because we hate each other. Because not all jocks hate skaters, and not all skaters hate jocks. There's always exceptions, but you always hear of schools in like other states, where the principal will let the jocks play, catch in the parking lot, but skaters can't skate, and I mean, subcultures don't technically matter, but they do affect it a lot, and the way it affects skateboarding is like completely different from football and stuff. And yeah, that's why I guess I don't believe it's a sport. Why I believe it's an art is, I think that art and music mesh really a lot better with skateboarding than they do with football, because I mean football is just skateboarding is just so much more or like artistic, and so much more thinking for yourself, than football. I mean, when you go out and skate, you wear whatever the fuck you want to wear, and you can draw in your grip tape and do whatever you want. You don't need to. You can just bomb a hill. You don't need to land anything that day. I mean, if you don't want to. Whereas football, you're all wearing the same uniform. Not, I mean, you don't have a choice, but that's exactly my point. It's just so much more individual, really. I don't mean like exactly what's coming out of my mouth, but I think so. I think you'll get what I'm saying. Um, and I'm not gonna say that landing a trick first when I said landing a trick is worth more than scoring a touchdown, I meant to that skater, whoever landed that trick, which is why they're skating. I didn't say that, but that's what I meant. So yeah, I'd like to hear your views, whether you think it's a sport or an art, and why. Don't be a dick about it. I said that it's opinions, and yeah. So I firmly believe that it shouldn't be called a sport, and that I'm sticking with that. All right. Thanks for watching.